Sup nerds? So Figgy just got choked out by Yadong. Yadong choked out Figgy with his own signature move. But I'm also here to talk about the main card and break it down for y'all and see what's next for everybody. First up, Alex Perez and Sumo Darji ended in a no contest after Sumo Darji ended Alex's bloodline with a kick to the dick. It had Alex dry heaving into a bucket like he was opening up a can of surströmming in a porta potty. I think I had Alex winning the first round, then Sumo Darji domed Alex with a quick 1-2, which caused Alex to go on the offensive afterwards to try to win the round back. And then Sumo Darji targeted the baby makers and ended the fight after Alex's 5 minutes of recovery. They could totally go back at it again if they really wanted, but I'd rather see Alex fight someone like Steve Erceg or Brandon Moreno and have the decision ego Sumo Darji fight Tagir Ulanbekov. And then we had Jake Mathews. This motherfucker put an absolute beat down on Carlton Harris. And I mean, this was an ass whooping worse than Bane put on Batman. Okay, maybe not that bad, but in all fairness, Harris took the fight on 3 weeks notice, but Jake just whooped his ass for the majority of it and then laid on him the entirety of round 3, which was boring as fuck, but at least he admitted that he could have stood him up in the 3rd round and finished him. I think Jake should take on another unranked opponent before stepping up in competition and losing, so a fight against Chris Curtis or Carlos Leal should be fun. And Carlton Harris? I think bro might get cut. Or, because it was on short notice, they'll give him another shot against... I'd like to see Chidi Njokuani. Whoever loses goes to PFL and becomes champ. And then, we saw greatness in the making happen. Kai Asakura finally fulfilled the prophecy 'twas once put upon him to do. He fucking slimed out Cameron Smotherman into the abyss, smothering man his face against the canvas. God damn, that right hand sent Cameron down and got finished with that brutal left hook. Nasty shit. I think I'd want to see Kai fight someone with a ground threat next time, so let's say Kyler Phillips. And if we're just looking for fun here, let's pair him up against Adrian Yanez or maybe even Cody Garbrandt. But for Cameron, man, it might be time to get placed on the chopping block, man, and get cut. 4 losses in a row and 2 by brutal KO. That might be it, man. I think this is one of those times where a young kid like this gets chewed up by the UFC and spit back out into the regional scene. Maybe he'll be back, but he's got some refining to do. Save the kid some brain cells and go out and get some experience. And then again, we saw greatness in the making. A return to form from Sergei with a TKO finish over Teixeira. It was nothing like a brutal leg folding chair kind of KO, but a respectable TKO. It's insane how Sergei had the reach advantage over a guy who's 6'8". What the fuck? But although he called for the winner of Gon versus Alex, I think he's gonna get the loser. That's if Alex sticks around, if he loses. But if he leaves, then I could see a Volkov rematch. As for Tallison, bro, just cut this motherfucker, he sucks. Okay. If he's forced to stick around, then just make him fight Ryan Spann. Actually, hold on. Did everyone just forget that Tom Aspinall is the champion? How would Sergei fight the winner of Gon versus Alex if the winner's gonna fight Tom? Unless Tom is gonna relinquish the belt? Is this what Michael Bisping was implying here? What does this mean? Anyways, then Alonzo Menifield and Zhang Mingyang had a barn burner of a fight. A must watch on the card. They clipped each other multiple times in the first round. Well, there was only one round, but most notably after they broke from the clinch, Zhang Mingyang landed a brutal elbow that wobbled Menifield. And can you guess what Zhang does? Goes for a fucking front kick to the chin while he's in punching range, a fucking body kick, and a flying knee. What? I was screaming at my screen in frustration. Why would Zhang do this dumb shit when he's got Alonzo hurt? Quit horsing around, you damn idiot. Yeah, that's minus 100 billion social credit score for you. Anyways, Alonzo just threw some random bullshit and knocked out Zhang. So I think a good matchup for Alonzo should be the winner of Kutelaba and Navajo Sterling. I think the fight against either dude should be fun, and after one of those 2 wins, I think they're deserving of someone in the top 15. Or you could do some funny shit and make a trilogy with Jimmy Crute. As for Zhang Mingyang, firstly, let's line up his entire bloodline and unleash the firing squad. I think that'll really inspire him how to check leg kicks and increase his fight IQ. But if that doesn't happen first, let's just have him be Jimmy Crute's return fight. But if his ruptured ACL doesn't allow him to come back in time and Zhang Mingyang wants a rebound fight this year, Billy Elikana sounds like a fun matchup. Then we got to see Yadong and Figgy go at it. It was a super timid first round with both guys feeling each other up. That doesn't sound right. Testing the waters of the fight, but it quickly ramped up in round 2 where Yadong was putting heavy pressure on Figgy and landing. Figgy then timed a perfect takedown, but then Yadong cinched up that guillotine and that was that. But let's keep it a buck here. And let's not beat around the bush. Yadong's last 5 wins have aged like already spoiled milk. Listen, let's look at the records of the opponents he's faced after beating them or prior to beating them. This shit ain't sweet, but there's always room for evolution, I understand. Of course, styles make fights, and it seems like Yadong's ground game defense has increased. And just putting some respect on the ground threat here, if there's a couple things Figgy still has, it's his timing and probably power. I mean, he timed this takedown pretty damn well. Everything else is arguably gone, but we'll get back to that. And Yadong is only 28, so a ton of time to continue evolving his game. And of course, the only right matchup to be made right now is Yadong versus Umar. With both dudes pretty fresh right now and coming off of a win of Figgy, this year is as good as a time as any. But I just don't think Yadong is gonna beat Umar. He's never beaten anybody elite. But hey, Topuria, same thing. I thought the same thing, so I'm open to being wrong. Maybe Yadong's takedown defense is too good and he puts hands on Umar, but I just don't think Umar will fall so easily. As for Figgy, it might be time. Maybe one more fight, but I think it's time. Let's be real here, he's basically on a 4-fight losing streak. That Montel Jackson fight was just a layup for Figgy. This dude is ranked 15 and Figgy was 6. We being for real right now? Anyways, Figgy's record is pretty awful right now and should probably call it a career. He's just not getting that belt, straight up, being 100% right now. But if he fights again, then it'll probably be against David Martinez. All in all, this was a pretty heat card with 8 finishes. I'm kind of LARPing here because I actually didn't watch the entire thing because I wanted some sleep, but here we are. I just rewatched on Paramount. Shit is sweet. But next week we'll see Bilal fighting Bonfim, and I'll be making one that week as well. But my next video is actually about the welterweight division too, so make sure to tune in and check that out. Subscribe.